Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattooed Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something fun. So if you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be my first favorites video. I've wanted to do one of these for a really long time. I've even planned out videos and gotten everything together and prepped fully and then never filmed it. And I don't know why. I just was kind of scared. So I have the courage now. I'm ready to do it. I'm really excited to try something new and different, so I hope that you guys enjoy this. So the way I'm going to set it up is I'm going to go through my different categories, and I will leave any links that I have to any of these things down in the description, and you're welcome to use them. None of them are, like, maybe the Amazon ones might be affiliate links, but the rest of them will not be. So these are all things that I have loved through the summer, and I thought about doing them monthly, but I think that quarterly will work better because it will be like a stronger list and things that I really love. So let's get started. All right, the first category is books. So I've been reading a lot more lately, and I've been kind of reading a lot of YA because they're fun, they're fast, and they're always interesting to me. So I have read a lot, like I said. So these are two that really stood out to me. One of them is Internment. This book is excellent. I read it in just less than a week. I thought it was so good. It's about this family of Muslim Americans who are citizens of the United States, and they're put into an internment camp. It's kind of an alternate history, but just like slightly in the future, if not like right now. So I thought it was super interesting and fast-paced, and I didn't know what was going to happen to this girl and her family, and I was just hooked. So definitely recommend this one. It's so good. And the other one that really struck me this summer was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and this is the prequel to the Hunger Games books. So I read this, and then I reread the entire series of the Hunger Games, and I have a different perspective on them now that I've read this. I highly recommend this. You will hate Snow, but didn't you already? It's so good. It gives you like a lot of his background, and you kind of understand who he becomes in the later books. So definitely recommend this one. Okay, next up is movies. I'm a huge movie and TV fan, so I have some good ones. So first is Jojo Rabbit. This movie was excellent. I loved it so much, you guys. It is a dark comedy, but it also has such a sweet side to it. So it's about this little boy, and he's in the Hitler Youth at the end of World War II, and he starts to kind of see the cracks in the regime, and it's a beautiful story. It includes his mom, who works for the resistance, and it's just so beautiful. I watched it on HBO. Is it Max now? No. HBO, whatever the new HBO one is. They have so many names. But I just loved it, and I definitely recommend it. It is really good. The next one is Hamilton, of course. I mean, how would Hamilton not make this list? I had the soundtrack in my head pretty much since I watched it in July. I love it so much. I actually have not rewatched it. I've listened to the soundtrack like every other day, but it was such an emotional experience to watch it that one time. So I need a little bit of time to watch it again. But now that I have the visuals in my head, I like know the story. It's just so beautiful, and I love it. And the music is amazing, and it's great. And then the third movie is Harriet. It, again, on HBO. It was really good. I had been wanting to see it in the theaters, and for whatever reason, I just never saw it, and it was really good. I loved it. Okay, music. I have two albums that really have stuck with me, and I am just loving. So Gaslighter by formerly the Dixie Chicks. Now it's just the Chicks. I'm trying to correct myself now. I've been a fan since I was a teenager, and I love them so much. I have evolved with them, and I saw them in concert in 2016, and it was incredible, once-in-a-lifetime experience, although I hope to definitely do it again. But their album is perfection, and it's just beautiful, the whole thing. I loved it. And then the other one is a playlist on Spotify, Camp. It's CAAMP. It's kind of a kind of a folksy band, but that playlist is really good. If you like, you know, folk and Americana music, you would like it. It's really good. Okay, TV shows. So 2 of them definitely stood out. One of them is, you're gonna know this one because I've been talking about it every week that it came out. I'll Be Gone in the Dark on HBO. It was incredible. I am a true crime fanatic, and this story of the Golden State Killer has just fascinated me for years. And when I read the book, I'll Be Gone in the Dark, I was just transformed. And it was so beautifully written, and the show is so amazing. It is beautiful. I cried every single episode. It just touches your heart, and it makes you excited about the future, and it gives you insight into writers and their process. It's just amazing, and just once again, highly recommend. And the other one was also on HBO, which I will be canceling soon because I only got it to watch I'll Be Gone in the Dark, but Love Life. It has Anna Kendrick in it, and it's 10 episodes through about 10 years of her life. And it's her going through all of these different relationships and seeing where she ends up and how she got there. And it's really unexpected. I thought it was just going to be like a fun comedy show, and it was so much more than that. It was really deep and meaningful, and it had a lot of things that made me think, and I really liked it. Okay, let's go to YouTube favorites. So one of them is Darian Plans Lives. Every Thursday evening, I think, at 7 Central or 8 Central. I can't remember, but I will leave it in the description for you. Darian Plans, she does a live with a different person in the community, and it's usually about an hour, hour and a half. Great conversations, and you get to interact because it's live, and it's just really fun. I don't catch all of them live, but I watch the replays, and the ones that I've kind of interacted with, I've like taken something away when I've watched them. So even watching the replays, I definitely tell you to check it out because it's just really good. It's good stuff. And she's so sweet and so genuine, and she just has like this life about her that's like really refreshing to the planner community. Like, I see her as kind of the future of the community, and it's really exciting to watch her like enthusiasm and her ideas come to life. And then the other one is Leanne Says. Her vlogs are, I'm like addicted to them. They're so good. She's going through a lot right now. I've been following her since probably 2015 or 14, long time. And she is a Texas native. She's from Houston. Now she lives in Dallas, and I feel like I know her because I've watched her so much, but her vlogs lately are just so different from what she's done before. It's like her life that she's sharing with you, but it's like everything. I don't know how to explain it that great, but if you like her, you will love her vlogs. And she's just so funny, and her husband are the cutest, and they're going through this fertility journey, and they've got so many highs and lows and so many things going on in their family, and her husband's a doctor. It's just like a lot of things that she's dealing with in her life, and she just is so open to share about them. But on the other side, she's also sharing like fun recipes and funny stories and her cute dog and her plants. Like, she shows all of it, and it just feels like you're talking to a friend when you watch her vlogs. Okay, next up is skincare and makeup, and this category, I haven't been wearing any makeup until very recently, so I have 3 skincare items. Okay, first is this Purlisse Polishing Peel. I've gotten into peels lately. I really like the Exfoliate as well from Kate Somerville, but it's really like stupid expensive. So this one I got in a FabFitFun box, and I really like it. It works really well. It's very gentle. I use it one, maybe twice a week, and it just really resurfaces your skin and gets it ready for more skincare, and just kind of makes you feel fresh. And then these two guys are from The Ordinary. I'm really just using them up because I want to try Naturium next, but these guys have been standbys for a while. So this one is the Grand Active Retinoid 5% in squalene, and it does not dry out my skin too much. It's very gentle, but super effective. If I use this, I will not use this that night because I don't want like two things stripping my skin, but they're both very gentle. So this one I use on most nights, and it with the squalene, it really like moisturizes your skin and it makes you feel like you have a brand new face in the morning. It is amazing. This one is kind of newer to my skincare game, but this one is the caffeine solution. It's 5% plus EGCG, whatever that means. And this goes under my eyes at night. It does not play well under makeup, but at night, it really makes me, in the morning, I notice a difference under my eyes. It is not as puffy and it's just a little bit more fresh. So I think that's the theme with all of these is like fresh skin. I got really into skincare during quarantine, and now that I am back to school and going to work regularly, these are holding me down in the skincare department, and I love them. So I have to include some planner products, of course. So I have two. This is my Plum Paper Daily Planner. It's 6 months. It's A5, and I love this thing. I'm using it for pre-planning, content planning, and my memory planner notes, and it is working out really great. You can customize the pages, so that's what I did. I left it open enough so that I can use it on the weekends when it gets busy. So let's find a busy weekend day. Okay, so here is last Sunday, and I can make a giant to-do list, and I can block out my day and just figure out what do I need to do on a specific day, but then I can also pre-plan in the future. So this is multi-purpose for me, and it is working out really well, and I love it. And actually my notes for this video are right in here because I want to keep all of my content planning in one spot. The other thing when it comes to planning supplies is my Villa Beautiful pens. These are so pretty, and I don't know why I didn't try them sooner. So I have 4 here. This is my whole collection, but I bet that I will buy more in the future. So these 2 are the newest to my collection. These are beautiful. So pretty. So all of these are black ink, and they are 0.5, which is my favorite. And they write really well, and they're pretty. Like, I just like using them. Sometimes I'll use them in videos, but most of the time I'll just use them in my plum paper because they write really well in that planner on that smooth paper. But really, they work in any planner on any kind of stickers that I've seen besides vinyl, and they're just pretty to use and to look at. So I definitely love these. Will I create a giant collection of them? Probably not, but I see more in my future because I really like these. Okay, next is food and snacks. I love food and snacks, and I had to include some here. So first favorite is Blue Apron. I am loving Blue Apron. I used to only get it like once a month, and now, like when quarantine started and I was staying home 24/7, I ordered every single week, and I have kept up that, although I have reduced from 3 meals to 2 meals since school started, just because I have a little bit less time to cook and things like that. But I love Blue Apron. You get to try new recipes, new ingredients, just kind of just have fun cooking too, and not really have to think about meal prepping and finding recipes and buying the ingredients. It's just really easy and it's fun. And like this recipe here was delicious. All of the recipes are good. I think there's only been a couple of duds, and I've been using Blue Apron for years now. So I love it. It saves me a little money because I'm really only going to the store for lunch stuff, and the recipes are really tasty and I like them. Okay, also when it comes to food stuff, some snacks. These little guys, these are chocolate covered almonds, and I need snacks, and I can't fully deny myself luxuries when it comes to food, because otherwise I will go in the opposite direction and like binge snacks when I get to the point where I'm like, I need it. So chocolate is a necessity like every day, and these little packs are perfect because it keeps it contained and I can't overeat them. So I throw these in my lunches and they're just really good. I'll have a couple at lunch and then save some for the afternoon. And then also I bought, I've been kind of going between different dried fruits, and just a couple of these are dried apricots. I've had this bag for a couple of weeks now and I've barely made a dent in it because I really only eat like 3 of them at a time, but it's just enough sweetness and sugar to like give me a little boost. And I love apricots. They're delicious. So I'm trying with the healthy snacks, but I still need that like little bit of, what am I trying to say? Like a little bit of sugar and like feeling like I'm not eating rabbit food all the time. So it's all about balance, isn't it? All right, one of my favorite categories is podcasts. I love podcasts. I listen to one every day, if not more than that, especially if I'm out working in my yard or I'm walking, or if I happen to be driving to school by myself without my carpool partner. I'm listening to a podcast, and it's a way to get information but also entertainment. So I like to balance both. So I have 4 here. Yes, 4 podcasts to share with you that are my absolute favorites. I have way more than this, but these are the ones that really, like, when the new episode comes out, I like immediately watch it. So I feel like they should make the list. First is You're Wrong About, which is fantastic. It's by 2 journalists, and I can't remember who they work for. One works for, anyway, it doesn't matter. 2 journalists, and they break down a topic that people have misconceptions about. So things like Tanya Harding or Marie Antoinette was one of my favorites. Recently they did Disco Derby Night. So it's things that maybe you've heard of and maybe you know a little bit about, but they like deep dive and they do all the research for you, and then they tell you all of this information that you didn't know. And you walk away with it thinking about that person or event a little bit differently, which I think is cool. Next one is Radio Rental. This podcast, y'all, I'm like obsessed with it because it's fascinating. I love true crime, and it's not really in the true crime category. It's more like social more than true crime. It is so interesting. Basically, people will call in and they will tell the weirdest thing that ever happened to them. And these stories are, some of them are like normal stories where you're like, oh, okay, like that's weird, but okay. But then other ones are like I can't stop thinking about the puppy people. And if you know what I'm talking about and you've heard that episode, I bet that one stuck with you because I can't stop thinking about the puppy people. It's just really, really interesting, and I can't wait for the next season to come out because I've already listened to all of them. I kind of want to listen to them all again just because it's so interesting, but that one is definitely fascinating. And then next is the Murder History Chicks. I found them probably back in June, maybe May, when I started walking like a lot every day, like 3 miles a day, and I needed a longer podcast and more episodes. And so basically it's these 2 sisters, and they are Black, and they are so cool, and they have like that sister relationship. So when they're talking, they're just having a conversation. But each episode, one sister tells the other sister a story, and then they switch. And it usually involves murder, not always though, sometimes just general true crime. And they go into the past and they tell these stories. And it's just something about 2 sisters having a conversation about these events. It's just really interesting because they'll like ask each other questions and just kind of go back and forth. And I think that's kind of different from a lot of the other true crime podcasts I listen to. Next, Michelle Obama's podcast, because it's so good, y'all. It's so good. Her voice is really unique in a way, but also universal. And so I trust what she is putting out and what she's doing, and I want to hear more. Like every time I listen to an episode, I want more. Like, it's an hour long and I want it to be 2 hours long because I just want the conversation to continue because it's just really good. Like, she asks excellent questions, and it's not even about like public things. It's about like relationships. The first episode is her with her husband Barack, and they just have a really good conversation about when they first dated and how they grew up and their different upbringings and how that influenced them as a couple and how they're raising their kids. So really it's just about like people, and I think the first season, from what she has said, is going to be people in her life, like family members and friends. So you get kind of like a bigger picture of who she is as a person, and I think that's really interesting. Okay, second to last category is fitness and health, and two things here in this category. One is the work subscription. I love dance. I'm not a good dancer, I don't think. I always wanted to be, but I don't have it in me. But as fitness, it's really fun, and it like gets me through the workout. Like, I want to do it. So a couple of times a week I will go to the homework website, and I have a subscription. It's only $5 a month, and it's totally worth it. They have a library of videos that you can watch that are private on YouTube, but you have the link to them so you can get to them, and it's just fun. Like, the songs are fun. It's all hip hop and pop, and it's just fun. Like, I want to do it. That's the workout that I want to do, and it gets your heart rate up, and you burn a ton of calories, and you have a good time. So, like, what's better than that? And the other thing for this category is my Lights Planner Action Meal Planner. This little insert is so handy. It's very simple and straightforward. So here is a sample layout. It's so cute too. Like, I got the doodle design. I think she has 4 different designs, but it's just very straightforward and exactly what I want and need in a meal planner. I think I was trying to do too much in the past, and I've kind of pared everything down, and I'm simplifying, and I'm just doing what works, and this works, and I will definitely reorder this. The paper is amazing. It's so smooth. It's very similar to the plum paper, but a little bit thicker. So it's really nice to write on. I'll use colored pens in here. And then you have your grocery list over here, and then your meal planning over on this side. It's simple, it's utilitarian, it's what I want and need, and it's great. Plus, the size I think is good. I got the half letter size, and I think this is perfect for me because I can just put it in like my little desk organizer over there, and it fits perfectly, and I pull it out when I need it, and I use the grocery list to double check my when I'm adding to my AnyList app. And this, I thought I wasn't even going to use this, and turns out this is super helpful. So I really like this. Plus, Lights Planner Action is just amazing. So definitely check this out. All right, the last category is just random because I couldn't think of a good title for it, and I wanted to share these things. So the first one is these Ella and Mila nail care items. So there's 3 things here that I have ordered, and I'm ordering more polishes, but they're sold out of the colors that I want right now, so that'll happen later. But I found these guys on Instagram, and then I read all the reviews, and they were excellent, and there's no formaldehyde in any of this stuff. I have issues with my nails because I'm really hard on my hands, and I just break my nails all the time, or they're peeling, and so I thought, let's just try something else. So I got 3 things in my first order. First was this nail care one. It's the First Aid Kiss. It's clear, and you're supposed to put on 1 coat and then 1 coat every day for the next 6 days. And I thought that would be annoying, but it's actually like, I just do it at night. It's pretty easy. This is a really nice. It does not chip, and I really feel like it's feeding my nails like I want it to. So I really like this. And then I'm all about the sheer polishes. If you watch my Plan With Me's or any of my videos where you see my hands, I will always have some kind of sheer polish on, either clear completely, or I will do some kind of light color or a light shimmer. I'm just not about like. I think it's because if my nails chip, then I get annoyed. So with a sheer polish, you don't really like see it as much. So this is the Bare, yes, the Bare sheer polish, and it is beautiful. It's like my nail color, basically, which I love. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but this is great, and it does not chip. I use one coat of this and one coat of this, and then I'll just keep adding this on, which is what a lot of people in the reviews and comments said. So that's working really well for me, and I love this color. There's a sheer purple one that I'm like dying to get my hands on, but it is sold out. And then there's a rosy one. The colors are so pretty. And on the website, they have these different sheer colors because there's a whole sheer line. They have them on all skin tones and they look beautiful. So definitely check out the website if you're interested in polishes, because I do definitely recommend these. And then the last one is the Oil Me Up Lavender. It smells really good. Actually, all of these smell really good, which I would have never said about a nail polish, but these smell really good, especially this lavender scented oil. And I put this on after I put on my new coat of this every night, and it just is kind of like my nighttime routine now. Right before I like pop into bed, like this is what I put on. And I think it really is helping with keeping my cuticles looking nice and fresh and just moisturized. So I really like these, and I like this company a lot, and I can't wait to order some more. And the very last thing in my little random category is my new tattoo. So it's on my forearm here, and there you can see it. So this quote, "It's chaos, be kind," is from the writer of I'll Be Gone in the Dark that I talked about earlier. Michelle McNamara was an amazing writer and person, and I was very inspired by her. But when I first heard this back in 2016, I've wanted this tattoo. So it's not like I just woke up and like got this. It's been on my list, and yes, I have a list of future tattoos. So I found an artist in town who was highly recommended by a lot of my friends, and I checked out her Instagram and her website, and I messaged her, and we kind of texted back and forth, and I just loved her vibe. And then I did a consult with her outside of the tattoo shop, and she was just, you know, when like you just make a connection with an artist and their work and them as a person, we had that connection. And so I felt that it was the right time to do it, especially with like the times that we're living in. Like this phrase feels really relevant, but also just like it felt time to do a tattoo and make it permanent, and no time like the present, right? So we had our consult, and then we made the appointment. It was the safest I've ever felt in my entire town throughout this whole thing. They were so professional and funny and just so good. The shop was full of 4 women and this older man who owned the shop who was like their dad almost. It was such a good experience. We had great conversations when we were doing the tattoo, and it just was so good for me. It was kind of like therapy. A lot of my tattoos are like that, and I think they should mean something to you, but this one definitely does. It was a good experience, and I loved it, and I'm so happy to have it for the rest of my life. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this favorites video. I know it's something outside of my normal realm of videos, but it's just trying new things, right? And making the most of 2020. So I hope that you guys enjoyed going through all of this stuff. I know it was a lot, but I had a lot to think about during the summer, and these are my favorites. So if you liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I will have all of those links down in the description for you, and feel free to ask me any questions about any of this stuff or anything in general. I'm a somewhat open book. So I guess that is it. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye!